This meeting is being recorded.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Oh, you're frozen.
Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Awesome, awesome. Cool bananas. I'm just outside right now, so the Wi-Fi might be a little bit choppy. Let me see real quick. All right, let's dive into it. I saw a couple of people in the school community as well asking for some feedback. So we'll definitely dive into that together today. Let me first quickly go to the school community for those questions that I saw. It was a cool question with like, what do you struggle with most? Just want to really dive into it together as well. Do some page analysis too today in the meeting, and let's get into it. Let me just. I was about to actually like get in my bath and then do the call while in my bath, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'll show you. That's my famous bath. All right, let's get into it. Marek is here as well. Jeez Louise, so many people joining. Sometimes we have like 0 people. Sometimes we have like 2 people. Now we're having 6 or so. Awesome. So typically in today's meetings, we basically cover just like questions and also bit of like username stuff. For example, like page analysis. If you guys want me to analyze your page, then I can do that for you. And then I can give you some feedback, go through it together, give you some action items, and then we can start moving forward. So sometimes I prepare like very in-depth trainings for these videos or for these calls. I've been recording too many videos. But for today, it's just a little bit of feedback and diving deeper into things since it's already a little bit later for in the evening for people. Yeah, Marek joined us as well. Let's go, man. It's too hot right now. I'm not sure where everyone is from, but like, damn, that day's been like in fucking insane. Like I was literally like upstairs. I'll show you. Give me 1 second. Here, I literally like work. Wait, let me put my finger there. That's where I work. So now I'm just in the garden chilling because it was so freaking hot. I didn't want to cancel this call, so we just have to do it here. So yeah, let's go. But by the way, Mark, you're muted, so I'm not sure if you're saying anything. All right, perfect. So, Sorboyo, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but it's I am new here, nice place. Awesome, man. So yeah, typically in these meetings, obviously for the people that don't know, I run Pages channels, right? Digital real estate, that's what it's called. I have a very, very big network of these pages and a very large team to manage. Besides that, I run an agency as well, where we focus on scaling personal brands from, let's say, 0 or 10K to 100K to 1 million followers and making a lot of money from it. That's why you're naked, exactly. Well, not technically naked, but I'm in my shorts. So basically for the agency side, we help people scale through shoutouts. So obviously one of the ways that you can make money with an Instagram page is actually selling promotions to different businesses. And then we basically buy these promotions for people and then we scale accounts up because we know certain promotions will go viral or not go viral. So I'll show you guys a couple of promotions. I already shared a sheet in the school community too that shares all the prices of these promotions. So it's really, really valuable, especially if you're completely new, to just dive into it and to pretty much learn more about like how the pricing model all works and things like that. So if I, for example, click here, I'm able to open up a spreadsheet, and in here you will be able to find the price per post, right? So what's pretty insane is that some of these pages charge like insane amounts of money. If you, for example, this one, $1,850 per post, right? Imagine if they're posting, we can even check it out how many times they're posting a day on this website called Social Blade. So if you go to Social Blade, you can actually type in, well, I need to log in real quick. but you can actually find all the data from like these brands, and you can literally just find like all the stats of their profile. See, they've been losing so many followers, but as you can see, they've been posting 22 posts a day, 10 posts yesterday, 6 posts, 8 posts, 14, 4. They literally have 360 posts within the last 30 days. That's crazy. On average, they post 12 posts a day. Well, if you ask me, that's a fuck ton of posts. So imagine if, let's say, a person like that, like a page like that, basically just promotes, I don't know, 12 times, right? 12 different posts. But then out of the 12, maybe 2 of them are promotions. They're making like 4K a day, right? 3.5, 4K a day. That's fucking nuts. So yeah, that's really the power of these brands. You know, you really start out small with a topic you like. You start really understanding what content works, what content doesn't work. You start really looking at like other people's pages as well, especially in your competitors, right? Because you don't want to reinvent the wheel, guys. Like that's one of the key things, especially starting this business. You do not want to reinvent the wheel. You want to go to an Instagram page like this, and you want to really just go deeper into it and find competitors, right? Like for example, this page is wealth, right? And ideally at the beginning of your whole journey, I'll actually just write it down too. Last week we also created the doc for it. So weekly mastermind chat. So at, oh, at the start of your account, make sure to do research and do not reinvent the wheel. It's super, super key. So if something already works on the platform, it has a very, very high chance to work again, right? But maybe in a slightly different way. So you don't want to be afraid to experiment with these things. And let me just make this a little bit bigger. You want to start doing some research into competitors and people's accounts, right? So this is small, mid, and big pages. So a small page could be anywhere between 0 to 50K followers. Mid could be 50K to, let's say, 250K, and big could be 250K and plus, right? But at the beginning, you do want to understand the difference between the sizes of these pages. Because remember, if you get content from a specific page that's super, super big, then it doesn't really make sense for you to also go super viral with it. Because if a page is super big, it means that they already have a lot of followers, right? So what happens with a post, if someone posts it, is that it first gets pushed to the current followers and then to new followers, right? So what does virality mean? Let me just type it in. What does virality mean? New people reached, right? So let's say an account already has 10 million followers. Technically speaking, it should get 10 million views per post, right? If every single follower actually watched the video, but they don't, right? It's only a small percentage. And with your account, virality really just means new people reached, right? So let's say an account that size posts a post and it gets, let's say, 2 million views, but an account posts a piece of content the exact same, but it has like 10K followers, it's way more viral for their account than a big account, right? It's very logical sense. So let me just type it out for you guys. If an account or if a post got 10 million views, post 1 or account 1 posted it, got 1 million followers, account 2 posted, which has 10K followers, then obviously the 10K follower one is way more viral. Why? Because again, new people reached, right? The first thing that happens with a post, the first thing that happens with a post, it gets pushed to your current followers and then to your new followers. Obviously, if you guys have questions, just raise your hand. I can put it down on the doc as well. So yeah, it's super important that once you start out, you obviously choose a niche, something that you're passionate about, something that you have an expertise in, something that just works in the industry, right? The main three key topics are health, wealth, relationship, like I cover in those videos too. And then you start doing some research, right? In like different pages and people. You find small pages, big pages, and how do you find these pages? It's pretty simple. You can literally go to one account. All you need to find is one account in that niche, and then you'll find a whole bunch more. So there's two ways. First way is if you click on this little person thing right here, you will actually, it will pop up all of these different suggested accounts, right? And these suggested accounts are very, very similar. For example, oops, give me 1 second. For example, this one, Save to Invest. This one is owned by a friend of mine, right? So basically in this account, you can also go to the people he follows. And then that's the second way pretty much. And you can just type in a keyword, for example, business, right? Or you can do it on your phone, or you can do it here pretty much. But I think it's a little buggy here. Yeah. So I would just like scroll through here and you will see, for example, motivation. You will see all these different accounts, and you ideally want to find the accounts that are very, very similar, but smaller as well to this specific account as well. And once you find a small page, smaller pages follow smaller pages too, right? There's a big chance that they do. So then you can also find them through there. And then obviously suggested accounts, right? Suggested accounts literally just says it. It suggested accounts in correlation to the page you're visiting. So let's say you visit, well, Andrew Tate, you'll get people that are similar, like mindset, similar type of people that follow Andrew Tate's account. Similar topic, similar everything. That's what suggested accounts literally means right here. So that's how you can find these pages. You can obviously go to this research document and go through all these pages too. Check them all out, pretty much do everything. So technically in research, you shouldn't overcomplicate that too much. Then obviously you want to find a content strategy, right? Like how do you actually post? I recorded a video about the VRSA strategy on like how to actually make content and choose content specifically for remaking. I recorded like a whole video about it last week. Damn, that was a very, very long call. Pre and post. No, I'd have to check my drive folder real quick. Basically like pre and post viral process. Give me 1 second. We covered this last week in the call. It was a very valuable meeting. It's also on YouTube, so if you want to watch it back, here it is. So basically, this is the YouTube video, right? It's all linked under the video as well in the school too. Like just do a little bit of research, you'll find it. Step one is ideation. This is like the process on like how to choose the content, post the content, when to post it, how to choose it, all that stuff. The creation side of things is not included in this document. How do you create the content? Because there are so many tutorials out there on Telegram or on Canva or about CapCut, about all of these tools that you can literally just search on YouTube, but you need to get a little bit of creativity in you to be able to learn from those guys, because I'm no expert in creation. I do know how to do it and I do have all the templates for you, but I want you to do some research in it too, so you can actually creatively make your own posts specifically. So if you go here, first step is ideation, right? Where do you research content? I showed this in the video too. Explore page, you do it by following different creators and team pages. So AKA your competitors, right? Small, medium, big. Then you search them, right? This is also what I showed, how you can search this on your phone. So you can search in a certain topic and you get all the most viral content on Instagram from that specific topic. But it's not about where you find it, how you find it, etc., etc., etc. It's about why. Why did you choose that specific piece of content instead of that one? Why did you make it in this way instead of that way? And if there's no proven method or strategy or an idea with why you did something, don't do it. First, learn these principles that I'm showing you about VRSA, all of these different things, so you can actually start backing up why you do certain things, right? It is so freaking important that you know why, because you can just copy paste whatever, but if you don't know why you're doing something, you can never reflect and get better, right? It's the same thing in workouts. Why do you do that certain workout? Well, because that person said it was good. Okay, then we'll look at that person. Then we'll go into that person. We'll research everything that he said, right? So then you can go into the source. If you have the source of where you got it from, then we can analyze it on these calls very effectively together and obviously give you feedback on why certain things work or why certain things don't work. Any questions so far?
I have a
Awesome.
question.
Yeah, shoot, Bryce.
So we have to study first before we do anything.
You have to get a good understanding for why you do something. You don't need to go like super in depth, you know. I never want that question to prevent you from taking action, but I do want you to create an understanding for yourself with that's the way you approach these things, right? It's the same thing in sales. Let's say you guys have an objective to become super good in sales, right? That's amazing. Great objective. You want to make a lot of money because your family is suffering or whatever you're going through. Amazing. But the people who become very good in sales are not the people who follow the scripts every single day, right? It's the people who understand how to talk to the people, the person they're actually talking to, right? So they adapt to that person. They never just follow the sales script blindly. So again, why? Why did you even follow the sales script? Why did you make that? Why did you do that? And that's what you have mentors for. But I'm giving you so much already with how to select the content, how to find the content, where to find it from, etc., etc., etc. So I want you guys to first learn this, apply it, and then create that why for yourself. If you don't have a clue with why you did that or why it didn't work or whatever, bring it to these calls, go back into these resources and reflect on what you missed. Because there's so much here that you can start using with how to choose your content, where to get it from, how to set up your account, how to set up your profile, all of those things, right? We shared it in last week's call. So again, this strategy right here is how you choose the content, the selection process. 3 of these, 1, 2, 3, need to be checked, right? That's our system. So it's kind of a checkbox system. If only 2 are checked, you cannot use the content. If 3 are checked, you can use it, and if you have 4, you have bingo. So you have a very, very high chance that you can actually go viral. So for the explanation about these, visit the last weekly call because I'm not going to go into it right now. But it's called the VRSA system. We made it ourselves. Virality, recency, style, and account. Those are the 4 ones. I'll also just highlight it for you. But believe me, when you get a good understanding of the why, and don't force yourself to know the why in like a second. You know, this will be a recurring question in your entire journey. But this is exactly what sets the people who actually understand this business apart from the people who just copy paste other people. Because I do not strive to teach you guys how to follow a simple template and then go viral. That's not us, right? If you want a quick win, if you want like a quick buck, go into a different community and they'll give you all the templates and give you, you know, this is what you implement right now to get $1 million, whatever. But we really try to educate you on the skill of like why you do certain things, why you don't do certain things, how it works, basically the mechanics of it, right? And then obviously, if you guys bring anything up specifically for these calls, I can dive into it. 3 E's of content, right? You have 3 types of content: educational, emotional, and entertaining. So this is again something to apply for yourself. The next time you're watching a video online, try to actually like look at the content piece and ask yourself, what E of the content does this specific content piece have, right? Then if I go even deeper, how do you create the content, right? Very great. You can do reposting or remaking. I personally recommend remaking, and you can remake content in CapCut, and you can also do this in Premiere Pro. Right now, I am actually making a lot of videos for you guys, just for the free community, in the school community, so you guys can actually understand how to make the content within these apps. They're all free. Actually, one that I completely missed, which is very, very bad. It's Canva. It's the number one we use. It's also free. So you can basically use all 3 of these. Premiere Pro is the most difficult. CapCut is the easiest, especially for videos, and Canva is kind of like in between. But Canva is really, really great for posts specifically. So there's a differentiation between reels, videos, right, and normal posts. A post can be a single post, so this can be like one post, one slide, just a picture, but it can also be a carousel, and a carousel is like swipe, right? Swiping pictures. Then you have reposting. You can do this by downloading it through these two links right there. Then you can find tutorials on YouTube about CapCut, about Canva to really apply this effectively for yourself too. Again, we do not focus on educating you on how to make the best content in the best creative way possible. Obviously, I'm recording these videos for you so you can really like understand how to apply this yourself. But I really want to focus on the content choice, selection, where do you find it? Because then the only thing you're lacking is a skill and understanding on how to use freaking software, right? So using a software is something you can learn. It's just a system you use, right? It's the same thing in you coming into a company and not knowing how a sales CRM works, right? Or you coming into a company and not understanding how the documentation works of that specific company, right? It's just a tool you need to learn. You learn it, you're done, right? So again, I want to focus on the selection process, the research process, and the choice. Why did you post it? How do you post it? When do you post it? All of those things, instead of how do you make the content. So then, if you go a little bit more down, I actually shared 3 posting times I would recommend at the start: 9 a.m., 3 p.m., or 9 p.m. You want to start A/B testing this weekly to see which one works best. So basically, A/B testing. With A/B testing, do not change a lot around, right? You don't want to like change your entire content strategy, all the different posts you do, make it all over the place, whatever, and then also change the posting times and the captions and hashtags. Like that doesn't work. An A/B test is basically just a test where you can determine if something works or doesn't work. You can see this through data, through the performance of your post, right? You can very easily see this by going to the reels, right? Let's say in the last week, you can check out all the engagement on the reels, right? 118K, 295, 60, 29, 60, blah, blah, blah. So now you can definitely say in the last week, this post works super well. What was the topic? Where did you get it from? When did you post it? What time did you post it? Etc. Right? So you can start testing this out week to week to week basis. So it can become super valuable for you. What time is it there? It is right now 8:25 p.m. for me right now. So frequency of posting. So how many times do you actually post per day? And that's once a day, right? Once a day is the max I would start with. And again, this is another test. You can start increasing over time, which means that you can start doing 2 times a day as well, but test it out for a week, see if there's any gaps in engagement, see if it really changes drastically for you. If it doesn't, keep doing it. If it does, stick to 1 post a day. Make pre-made structured captions and put them in your notes on your phone and copy paste them whenever you're making a content piece or uploading it as a reel or a post. So this is super key. Which time zone you mean? Oh, which time zone? I'm in Central Europe time, so CET. You can test this out for your own time zone, to be honest, but up till now, all of our clients have used CET so far, so yeah, it shouldn't make too much difference, to be honest, unless you're in the US or Australia or stuff like that. But 9 a.m., 3 p.m., 9 p.m., those are the best times. The reason being is because around 3 p.m., that's a moment when people start taking breaks too. 9 a.m. is just before / after they go to work, and 9 p.m. is in the evening when everyone is chilling out on their phone, doing nothing basically, right? So that's the reason for the timings. Again, you can find your own best timing, right? There is no best timing out there. It literally just depends per account after testing. Test. Take action, guys. So make pre-made structured captions, right? Put them in your notes on your phone. Very simple. Make sure you actually upload the content through your phone every single time. Don't use scheduling softwares. Don't use all the nitty-gritty stuff. I'm actually going to put that as an extra note too. Upload the content through your phone. There are scheduling softwares out there, but you do not want to overcomplicate at the beginning, but you want to learn how to stay consistent and get some good results so you can love to stay consistent. In terms of uploading through your phone, you can actually schedule reels as well through your phone, which is pretty cool. So scheduling reels through the app on your phone can work too. Do not do more than 3 days ahead. Because again, we want to find recent viral content, which means if you find a content piece that's 5 days old and you're going to post it in 3 days, that means 5 plus 8, or sorry, 5 plus 3 is 8 days old, right? So that the content becomes older. The more recent a content piece is, the more chance it has to go viral again, right? So that's kind of the principle. That's the VRSA system. Obviously, if you want to go in depth into that, watch the last weekly calls on YouTube. Do not more than 3 days ahead. If you go to advanced settings below, when you scroll down after wanting to post a reel, you can select timing. Find on YouTube how it works through the IG app. Again, do not overcomplicate this. If you have a question, if you have something like a struggle, there's literally 2 in real life mentors. Actually, there's 1 big mentor that you always have, and that is a freaking great, amazing guy, which I use a lot, ChatGPT. And besides that, YouTube for super big tutorials and this free community for even bigger things, right? So obviously in our community here, you can make a post, right? It's very simple to do. You just click on write a post and you can say, help me account not growing, please help. And then I'll reach out to you and then we can cover it on these weeklies and I can review your account. So I'm obviously not going to be posting this. Okay, cool. So there was a question in the chat. So in terms of choosing content ahead, you would not recommend it just go day by day. Yeah, so ideally with the whole creation of this business, you want to create a daily workflow. So this means 5 minutes you spend on a little bit of research, 5 minutes you spend on scheduling posts, 5 minutes you spend on reflecting on the content from yesterday, 5 minutes on downloading the content, maybe 10 minutes of creation the content, right? So before you even start, you want to make like a little workflow for yourself. And you also want to make sure that you understand each of those steps, right? Where are you getting the content from? How are you making it? Like already start preparing and acting as if you have the account live right now before you actually go live. You can use this community as sort of an approval process for me to just shit on your content and say this sucks, and do this better. But then obviously you can do it better before you actually launch, right? That's just one example. But in terms of choosing the content, you can definitely choose it, but ideally you want to post it as soon as you can, as soon as you found it too. Because in the VRSA system, it stands for virality, recency, style, and account. Recency basically means that the rule of thumb is the more recent a piece of content is, the higher the chance it has to go viral again. Doesn't mean it can't go viral. There is no, yes or no's. It's just that it has a higher probability. The reason being is because if let's say someone posts a piece of content on Instagram, there's metadata behind the content piece. So let's say I post the same content piece you want to post, but I did it 2 days earlier. Instagram can scan that it's actually the same post. They can recognize that you're posting the same post that I already reposted. Because there's a lot of different theme pages, right? So you want to be ahead of the curve. If you see something go viral right now on a different page, download it, remake it, post it, right? It's that simple. So you want to get very, very good understanding of that process with where do you get it from? How do you choose it, right? If you see something viral, what does virality actually mean, right? Because it doesn't mean a million likes or views or whatever. There are certain rule of thumbs there, and that is basically this VRSA system that we created here. This. And again, I go into this in the weekly call of last week, so I would really recommend to watch that part back. Then, yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of answering the question. Let me see, pre-made captions, yep. Same goes for hashtags. These are all the hashtag strategies you need. You can choose the number 1, which means 3 to 5 hashtags maximum. 2 of them need to be small, 2 of them need to be big, or sorry, mid, and 1 of them needs to be big. Or you can choose 8 to 14 hashtags, which means 40% small, 40% mid, and 20% big. So a small hashtag is a hashtag of 50,000 posts to 200 posts. A mid hashtag is 200 to 500k posts, and a big one is 500k and beyond. You might ask yourself, Alex, where the freaking flippity flop do I find what type of posts are on there? What I mean is, if you type in hashtag business, as an example, you see all these numbers here on the left, right? This is 7 million, 10 million, 23 million, 124 million. So again, if these are so big, right, you want to find one, here you go, 500k, right? You want to find one that other people use as well. Here, 500k, 400k, 220 and 94k, 700k. You want to find smaller ones, right? So the more specific you become with the hashtag, for example, business 101, right? There could be an example. I don't know why this is not working. 700k. Let's see if we have like smaller ones. Obviously, these ones with only a couple thousand or like a couple posts on there, you do not want to use them. Again, the standard, right, is as a small one, 50k minimum, 200k maximum, 200k, 500k. So you want to curate a list for yourself. The easiest way to do it, to be honest, is just go to people that are the same size of account in followers as you. Because they will have the same issue as you and they will have found these hashtags for you. So again, I already showed you at the beginning of the call to find these, and you can simply copy paste their hashtags, make sure they're all good, make sure they're all the size that you need, and then from there create a couple of like these lists, right? Let me just think real quick. You know what? I'll actually just share all my hashtags for you that I got a while ago. Yeah, I don't know why I'm even doing this. All my hashtags. Let's see if I still have like a list or something. Again, these are old lists, guys, because I have a way bigger following right now. Damn, all these fucking bugs are jumping on me. Okay, hashtags. Okay, perfect. Well, there we go. So I'll copy paste everything for you guys. Give me 1 second. Why can't I select more? Scroll down. Okay, well, this is one of them. Hashtags. Yeah, these are even more. God damn. I'm blessing you guys with some juice. Oh damn, this is way too big. Alright, well, I'm saving you guys a lot of time. You should be paying me for this.
How much do you want for it?
20 bucks. I can buy an ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I'm not going to share the document in this chat. You will have to actually take a little bit of action yourself and go to the recent YouTube video we have. Go to the description, click on the link, open the doc, save it for yourself. Right, let's go. I actually might just change it around and just actually link the documents because I think you can't copy paste anything in here. Okay, I'll just drop both of the documents there. Nope. Just because I did turn on the setting that you actually can't copy paste this stuff. Why isn't this working? Stop! Okay, hell. Okay, there you guys go. Hashtag sets. That's one of them. And then this is another one. But again, I shared the websites where you can actually find these. So I would really recommend to do your own research as well as checking out a couple of these. But to be honest with you, you can definitely use those at the beginning. Just make sure they're all good, fresh, etc. Then create hashtag batches. You can use something called meta hashtags, which I actually shared here. You do have to pay for it, like 20 bucks. I used affiliate for it once I used it, but right now I'm not really using it anymore. So it's very, very good for beginners like you guys to just implement and to go through it, learn how to use it. I can definitely make a tutorial for that in the future. Then this is a very key one. Do not use any words in the caption with like, a comment, save, follow, or share. This is a recent update that Instagram actually released where they shared that if you use these keywords, you will not be able to go as viral as using them without. I don't know why the fuck they did this, but I do know that it's true. So what you want to do is replace these words with a different word that has the same type of action, right? So for example, enjoy our content, click the blue button on my profile, billionaire director for more content like this, right? Very, very generic. Or you can say click the button on my profile to see more or whatever to encourage people to do so. Then this strategy, I'm not going to go into it now because we do have like 5-6 minutes left in the meeting. But I did talk about it last week. So any time for questions or things you guys want me to go over or any page analysis? All right, let's go. I started a page a few weeks ago, kind of after your formula, just wanted a few posts, got like I said, recreating, got 100%. Drop your username. Let's do it. I will be updating the program in the school pretty soon too, because it was a very, very old one. As you can probably tell by the videos, it still has a lot of value there. It just needs to be presented a little bit better. My face was like 3 or 4 years younger. Okay, let's go. Awesome. Really love the logo, love the name, love the username. You might want to add a CTA in here, call to action, with like follow X, Y, and Z for more, follow us to become part of the community or whatever. Do something fancy there. Then let's look at your content. Okay. Cool. So first question is, or first note is that this like text is a little bit too crazy. So it's a little bit too big and in my face pretty much. So if you look at like other people's content, right? For example, my friend's content here, save to best. Yes, oh, what's this showing up? He has pretty like simple and straightforward content with the text like this, pretty much the same as you, but the text is very small, right? And the branding, everything is aligned. So this means the post, right? The name, the text, it's all like very much aligned in Canva. So I would recommend going back into the school community. And I think if you just type in the word Canva, you will be able to find a link to Canva. No, I shared it somewhere. God damn it. Okay, I'll reshare the template with you. But this time no one freaking asked me again where you can find these, because you can just find them in the freaking school. Now you were right. Okay. So I'm gonna put them. I think I actually like put them below the mastermind recording, which is actually pretty interesting. Dude, stop. Sometimes I hate this app. Okay. Canva templates. It has a very, very clear like title, so you guys don't miss it. That's number 1. And then this is number 2. Dude, I'm never gonna have a meeting on my laptop again. Oh my god. Everything is so freaking tiny. Okay, there you go. Select the category. Okay, there you guys go. So if you want to actually use the freaking templates, what you need to do is go into them, and then on the top left, click File right there, and click Make a Copy. You do not want to request access because you want to make a copy. So the copy is made to yourself and you can start editing. Because if you request access, there will be a gazillion people editing in the same freaking document. And I've had that happen before, and that is not a fun party because I have to make the whole freaking template all over again and it doesn't work. So take 2 steps, file, make a copy, 2 steps. So really key for everyone here as well. Everyone who requests me access, like this guy, Garrison Thomas, please make a copy. So let's review your page again. That is one thing I'll definitely implement. If you compare, for example, your post here with the post here, there's a very big difference in it in terms of styling. So that's definitely something you want to change around. Then besides that, I'm not sure how you select your videos. So that means what is the process from finding them, choosing them, downloading them, and making them. And that is the process I would maybe refine through watching back the replay of last week. So you can really post the content that you know is going to work instead of just some random videos that you are not 100% sure why you chose exactly. Again, it's fine. I love what you're doing. Keep it going. And also start implementing the engagement strategies that you can find if you go to Classroom, to Instagram Masterclass. And then if you go to week 2, you should be able to find a document here with engagement strategies. So actually how to engage with people, why do you do it, all that stuff. Let me see. Yeah, exactly. This in step 2, I basically share like how to engage with people. So what you do is you go to people's posts, you go to people's accounts, you give them a follow, you engage with them. You can find so much YouTube videos about this too. I'll definitely make a better one in the future for you guys. But it's actually how this person, I think it was Ian. I'll show you guys. Here you go. Ian recently got like from 200 to 300 followers, just implementing the daily workflow for posting, following, and value commenting. Also, he has driven 30 new members to the free school community so far. Remember that he's doing this for a client, so this client is actually paying him like 1 or 2K a month to do this stuff. So what is it that makes Ian different than you guys? De nada. So it's all about positioning. This means you guys need to implement this, gain a little bit of confidence for yourself, and then from there, you'll definitely be able to get a client for this as well. There are so many people who do not understand this. And the thing is, with these strategies, this is just the work that no one wants to freaking do. You know, it's the same thing in sales. You're just gonna make the freaking calls. You're just gonna look at the calls back. You gotta reflect on the ones that were bad, that were good. You know, it's a lot of work at the beginning. And this is the same thing, but it doesn't take 5 hours a day. You know, it takes like 1-2 hours a day max, but it has to be focused hours. There's no room for what am I going to do now? No, structure it in a good daily workflow. So then once you start this process, boom, you know exactly where to click, what to do, how to do it, etc. And then over time, you can even become more efficient in it. Same for me right now. If I start an account from scratch, I can set it up within 10 minutes. I can have a whole content strategy done in a couple minutes after. I can do the engagement strategies very effectively and get that account to at least 1K followers within a week. And from there, one post blows up and I reach a gazillion different followers, right? So I am planning to make a documentation of this, not right now, but maybe end of 2024, where I'm going to scale an account completely from scratch again myself. So you guys can really like be there in the process, kind of like a documentary, right? To really show you guys like how is this possible? Because if you have an account with, let's say, 100,000, 500,000 followers, you're literally set up for a lifetime. If you know how to really manage that, grow it, and do it again. Literally. Like, for you to not quit your 9 to 5 after having an account like that is just mentally crazy because you have no clue how to monetize, right? Which is a different topic. We'll discuss it in the future. But again, you can set yourself up for like a lifetime, as long as Instagram is existing, to be honest, to sell promotions. This is still a thing that is going on every single day, you know. Check wealth, check all these different accounts. For example, this one of the friend of mine, this is a promotion, right? 4 hours ago. That's number one. Let's try and find another. Here you go. Another at the top. Follow this person, right? They don't do this voluntarily, guys. They do not. They pay. And I think it's like $100 per post. So he made $200 in a couple of hours. Started his account 2 years ago, grew very fast, and now he's here, right? I can ask him if he wants to come on a call with us to just show how he grew to 1.3 million followers. Maybe give a little bit of tips to you guys too. But I am working with him on a cool couple projects. So if you guys want me to invite him, let me know, and then I'll ask him definitely. Awesome. So was that a lot of clarity for you, Annette, about how to choose your content, what next steps to take, or do you still feel you lack a little bit of clarity?
And maybe one thing regarding the videos, if I recreate videos, I did that in Canva, and sometimes I was not able to find them in through Google Lens or like the original source. Is there any workaround or something?
No, not really. What you can try and do is actually like the thing is with these type of videos that you see right there, you do not want to get them ideally from this type of like post, right? So ideally, you do not want to look at these posts and then find it, but you want to train your explore page, right? Like the page that you see with the whole wall of all the content. You want to train that to show you these most viral clips. Again, how you do that is that I showed in the last weekly call. Click not interested, interested, like, engage, comment, etc. Take a week, 2 weeks to adjust, and from there you should be able to find a lot of these clips. And you could even start new Instagram accounts, which are spam accounts, which then the explore page is tailored towards these videos as well. This is what I have as well. We have like 10, 20 accounts, and then my team just logs into whatever they want to find these clips, and then they find it, right?
But then the recreation process of the actual clip, is it you just download it and from Instagram?
Yep, exactly. From Instagram, put it in. You can even think of your own text as well. Typically, you can use the top comment of
Yeah.
that post as the text and not just the caption they have, but like the top comment, because a lot of people agreed with that, right? As in text wise. That's one trick you can do. And you can definitely get some of these clips. Remember that, like, if this is 295,000 views, this isn't viral enough for your account, right? It needs to be in the millions and ideally as recent as possible. So what I would recommend you do is definitely follow a lot of these pages, like at least 100 of them. Right now you're following 6. Follow 100 of them, and then check those accounts every single day, right? Go to the list of the people you follow, go into their accounts, click on those accounts, go through all the content, and then check it and see if you find something very recent that blew up, and then recreate it as soon as you can.
Okay.
But also when you start posting, stay consistent because I've seen that you haven't posted for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It might even be a good idea to start a completely fresh account because Instagram kind of validates your account within the first week or so. So if you're not consistent, they will not like you and they will not push you.
Okay. Okay, good to know. Thank you so much.
No worries. And also for other people here too, especially with at the beginning of your account, on Instagram, you like you're going through a validation process because there are millions of accounts that are being created on Instagram every single day, right? 0 followers, 2 followers, nothing, right? So again, you might be an expert in whatever the frick you're doing, but you have to show to Instagram that you are different than those other millions of people that create an account. Because what Instagram does, they only want to work and promote and push the accounts that are actually good, that are putting in the work, that they see through consistency, through metrics, right? This is called the algorithm, that you are doing good. And then what happens is they see it, they push it to more people, and that's what's called virality. They literally just choose when you go viral or not, once you deserve it or not. But it's about probability. The higher the probability is when you stay consistent, right? And obviously implement the VRSA strategy. But staying consistent is so freaking important. Like, I can't stress it enough. Like, there are so many different people who say, oh, you have to stay consistent to make money with whatever you're doing. But to be honest, if you do not stay consistent with posting for an account like this, do not start it. Start it when you're ready to stay consistent. And some people start it, they can't stay consistent, and they quit, and then they restart in a month after, and then they're ready, and then they blow up, and then they go viral, right? The moment for you will come, but it's not about deciding, oh, I'm going to test out this business model right now for 6 months and blah, 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 blah. It's about making a commitment. Do I see myself doing this for 3, 4, I don't know how many years, right? Am I in this 100% to start testing, to start staying consistent and doing these things and putting in the work? And if it's a doubt, don't do it. And if it's a no, definitely don't do it. But if it's a yes, go for it, right? Don't put a time frame to whatever you're doing. There are so many gurus out there that say, oh, test something for 90 days and choose whatever, is good for you, if it works for you or not, blah, 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 blah. I say, fuck that. Choose whatever you like to do, get excited by it, and stay and stick to it. And that's it. Same thing in fitness, right? If someone says, oh, you have to try fitness for 90 days in this program and then you get these results, like, fuck that. No. My body is different than yours. So how the fuck do you know that 90 days is good for me, right? Fuck time limits, fuck all of that. Just ask yourself the simple question, you want to do it or not? And then don't put a time frame to it. Don't stress it. Get focused on the routine. If you build this routine as soon as you can, it will be so easy to build this over and over and over and over and over. Literally. And I call this effect the compounding small action consistency effect, right? So you take small actions every day and it will compound over time. And those small actions over time will not become small actions anymore. They will become things you do every day, like brushing your teeth, right? It literally works like that. And then over time, you can start increasing how much you do, how many hours you work, again, etc., etc., etc. Because again, you become more efficient, right? If I look back at my calendar, maybe you can have like a screenshot pulled up next call, for how much work I did 3 years ago on the business versus right now. There's a very big difference there. Very big difference, right? Like what I did back then in a week, it's what I do in a couple of hours now. No over exaggeration. Why? Because I created a flow for myself that I understand, okay, when I start something, I need these and these and these things to actually do it good, to actually execute on it, right? Because Einstein said this as well. He spends 90% of the time on the task thinking about how he's going to do it and 10% on actually doing it. So that means if you have an hour for a task, 90% of the time you're thinking about how you're going to do it and 10% actually executing the exact thing. And that's very fucking true for me, at least. So that's a very, very key takeaway for everyone here. Are there any other questions? Because we are going to be wrapping up the meeting soon. Awesome. No other freaking questions. Well, hope you guys liked the meeting. If you want to request a certain topic that I, need to go through or anything like that, just let me know, and then I can prepare the next call as well for you. I would really, really suggest to go back into the last weekly call, go over it, because this weekly call was more like a recap, a little bit more in depth, some feedback, etc., to kind of recap on the topics we discussed today. But I don't want to overload everyone with new information every week. I want you guys to ideally look back, reflect, learn, implement, grow, and then come with something as a result of that in the next weekly call, so we can review it and I can say, maybe you want to revisit this specific strategy because I think you forgot this part, right? These are like all the most crucial things. Because if you miss one part, it can mean a big difference, right? It's the same thing as driving a freaking car. If you don't have a steering wheel, the whole car can be a Lamborghini, but you can't fucking drive. So, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much as well, Annette. And yeah, I'll be uploading this call tomorrow. I was thinking about doing it in my bath maybe next week. I just didn't have time to set it up. So maybe I'll be sitting there with like a cocktail in my garden, right? Not at the beach in Dubai. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys. Hopefully see you next week and hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you.
Bye.